Hello and welcome. You're watching NDTV 24/7. I'm Osama Shab. It has been a stellar end to the battle of Maharashtra as well as Jharkhand. Now, speaking about Maharashtra, voting ended for the state on Wednesday. The exit polls are out now, and the state where complication was a given in the assembly election, it has left pollsters befuddled, with 3 out of 9 predicting a hung house, 4 leaning towards the ruling alliance and 2 hedging their bets. In the other state, Jharkhand, where most expected a clear outcome, did not offer much clarity, with poll analysts being divided sharply down the middle. 3 are of the opinion that the ruling alliance will retain the state. 3 others equally convinced that the NDA will wrest the state from the India bloc. In fact, what does this all mean? My colleague Mario Shakil breaks it down for us.
Most of the exit polls are predicting a Mahayuti victory in Maharashtra. There are a number of them which are saying that it could be a hung house as well. There is one exit poll which is suggesting that it could be a Maha Vikas Aghadi government on 23rd. Looking at the big picture in Jharkhand, it's a mixed bag again there, but advantage NDA is what exit polls are suggesting. NDTV hasn't done any exit poll of its own, and there is no poll of polls that we have done either. Because of the credibility of these exit polls, we really do not want to send that message that it is ours. But having said that, if these numbers actually hold, then the Mahayuti or the NDA, I should say, the BJP plus could end this year on a very, very positive note. It could be a great year end with the return of the Modi government in the month of May, June in the Lok Sabha. And now if they actually translate, if these exit polls predictions translate into actual results, then it could very well mean that the big crown, the economic heart of India, the wealthiest state of India, could be heading for governance by the BJP and its alliance partners. All eyes, of course, will be on 23rd when the real results come out. For the moment, though, the Maha Vikas Aghadi also striking a confident note. I did speak to Nana Patole, who is the Congress in charge of Maharashtra. His view was that MVA is going to win the state, and they will be having a swearing-in ceremony on 25th. So that's a lot of confidence talk that is happening on the other side. And if the BJP actually manages to form the government in the state of Jharkhand, it would mean that all that reach out which has happened by the BJP and Prime Minister in particular with regards to the tribal votes has yielded political dividends. But overall, if it turns out to be good news for the BJP, then it would be seen that the Lok Sabha results, which gave some kind of momentum to India bloc, that would take a hit, and the results would be seen as an aberration. The Lok Sabha results will be seen as an aberration. Haryana, again, which set the tone in favor of the BJP, that political discourse only going ahead if these numbers actually translate into actual results. And it would be certainly good news for Eknath Shinde, who is seen as a popular man on ground, who would have managed to settle this legacy debate in the Shiv Sena versus Sena battle in Maharashtra.
Meanwhile, NDTV caught up with all the heavyweights who are in the fray in Maharashtra. Listen in to what they have to say.
Nana Patole, thank you so much. Exit polls do not have good news for you, sir. Exit polls के नंबर आप जो देख रहे होंगे, उनके आंकड़े ये बता रहे हैं कि महायुति की क्लियर विक्ट्री हो सकती है. आप इन नंबर्स को कैसे देखते हैं?
रियलिटी जो है 170 के ऊपर महा विकास आघाड़ी की सीटें आएंगी महाराष्ट्र में, और महा विकास आघाड़ी की ही सरकार महाराष्ट्र में बनेगी.
नहीं, लेकिन चुनाव में आपने क्या देखा जो एग्जिट पोलस्टर्स जो सर्वे करने के लिए गए थे जमीन पर, उन्होंने नहीं देखा?
देखो, एकदम क्लियर है ग्रास रूट का. अभी आपको याद होगा कि अभी हमारी सब टीम हर महाराष्ट्र में हर कोने में लगी हुई है. जहां जहां वोटिंग हुआ है, कौन सा कितना वोटिंग हुआ, कौन से गांव में, कौन से बूथ में हमें कितना लीड मिलेगा, कम मिलेगा, उसका रिपोर्ट हमारे पास पूरे स्टेट से आ गया है. तो उसी आधार पर हम लोग कह रहे हैं. अभी चैनलों में वो दिखाया जा रहा है तो उसको दिखाने दो. जैसे हरियाणा में हमारा दिखाया था, हम हार गए. अभी वो आगे दिखा रहे हैं तो महाराष्ट्र में हम जीते.
ये तो बहुत ही अच्छा असेसमेंट है आपका कि एग्जिट पोलस्टर्स ने दिखाया था कि हरियाणा में आप जीत रहे हैं तो भाजपा जीत गई, तो अगर वो दिखा रहे हैं तो ऑपोजिट होगा। ये तो आपको होप देने की वजह है, सही बोला आपने। लेकिन इस बार कांग्रेस सबसे कम सीटों पर चुनाव लड़ रही है अपने पूरी हिस्ट्री में महाराष्ट्र की उसमें। लेकिन आप बताएं कि विदर्भा की अगर चर्चा करते हैं तो विदर्भ में 40 सीटों पर कांग्रेस चुनाव में है और ज्यादातर सीटों में डायरेक्ट टक्कर है, सीधी टक्कर है भाजपा के साथ।
कम से कम 45 से 50 सीटें हम विदर्भ में जीतेंगे 62 में से। और एकदम क्लियर पिक्चर है विदर्भ में क्लीन स्वीप करेंगी महाविकास आघाड़ी। कांग्रेस 40 जगह लड़ रही है विदर्भ में, 35 सीटें हम लोग जीतेंगे।
23 तारीख को अगर आपकी सरकार बनती है तो मुख्यमंत्री कौन होगा?
महाविकास आघाड़ी का चीफ मिनिस्टर बनेगा, उसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। हाईकमांड जो डिसीजन लेंगे वो सबको एक्सेप्ट रहेगा। और महाविकास आघाड़ी का 23 तारीख को 25 तारीख को महाविकास आघाड़ी का सीएम बन जाए।
आपने 25 तारीख की बात कही, तो 25 तारीख को स्वेरिंग इन होगा?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल हम करेंगे, क्योंकि 26 को इस गवर्नमेंट की जो गवर्नमेंट है इनका लास्ट डेट है। और हम 2 दिन में ये सब कर लेंगे इसको, क्योंकि उनके मन में पाप है। जो चुनाव की प्रक्रिया जिस तरह से रखी गई थी और जिस तरह से ये चुनाव लेट किया गया और एकदम उसको बॉर्डर पे लाके खड़ा किया है, तो दिल्ली में बैठी हुई मोदी की सरकार के दिमाग में क्या पाप चल रहा है वो महाराष्ट्र के हम लोगों को पता है। तो हम 25 को हम लोग गवर्नमेंट बना लें।
Let me bring in Shaina NC now, the Shiv Sena candidate from Mumbai Devi. Shaina, how was your own election today? We'll talk about the exit polls in just a bit.
So, Maria, as you know, mine is probably one of the toughest constituencies in all of Maharashtra. We have 140,000 Muslims and 1 lakh Hindus. And despite that, the kind of love, affection, and public support I have garnered in this month is phenomenal. I'd like to thank our Honorable Chief Minister Eknath Shinde ji for giving a Ladki Behen an opportunity to stand for this election, as has the Mahayuti leadership, and our Honorable Prime Minister for his uncomparable work in the field of public service and the Labhartis that have benefited through the welfare schemes of the Prime Minister. So I want to say 2 points here, that you know, हार और जीत तो होते रहती है, लेकिन जिस अंदाज से and the kind of public support that public has given across the board, whether it's the Ladki Behnas who have benefited from the 2.5 crore compensations given by the government and 7,500 rupees in their bank account, or the infrastructure projects which have completed in Maharashtra, whether it's the Mumbai-Ahmedabad bullet train, the refinery, the coastal road, the metro, the Atal Setu, the list is phenomenal. So people in the cities as well as rural parts vote on the premise of who is performing. And 2.5 years, the Mahayuti government has performed brilliantly and has made sure that every aspect of people's lives are touched. And so it becomes a politics of performance. And if you perform, you will never perish. But if you just play vote bank politics, false narratives, and try to appease sections of society, I think gone are those days, Maria, because people are way too intelligent to figure who to vote for, why to vote for, and how to vote for.
And interestingly, Bombay too, or should I say Mumbai, most Mumbaikers did come out to cast their vote. You know, so the voter percentage is better than 2019. You were concerned in the afternoon. How is the Mumbaikers, unfortunately, carrying that tag of apathy? They have certainly said time to shed that tag.
Well, I'm very glad, but we're just waiting for the final numbers from the Election Commission to know that what has been the final polling. But having said that, I think that Mumbaikars have become extremely conscious and very aware. And they know that, they don't want any confusion. They don't want people who come together for lust for power and don't even have the basic dignity to acknowledge the legacy of Hindu Hriday Samrat, Adanya Balasaheb Thackeray. They don't even take the name in so many ways. So the Congress and the Ubata Sena, obviously, they're only for lust for power. So the less said, the better. But having said that, I think that's for another day. Today, the day is for Mumbaikars. And as far as I'm concerned, I'd like to thank everyone in Mumbai Devi for showering this kind of love and affection and accepting me as an honest face in public life, as a sevika who continues to work for the cause of the Mumbaikar across the board.
Okay, Shaina, before I let you go, because I'm sure you have to go back to doing some calculation as to how you have performed in every polling booth. So tell me, what's your assessment of the numbers which have come out? Exit polls are showing that it could be very well a mixed bag. You know, some are predicting a victory for Mahayuti, some say that it could be a hung house.
So, Maria, you know better than me that exit polls are never exact polls. If you take Haryana as a case study, people had rubbished BJP and said not even 15, 20 votes. And look at the hat trick and the historic victory for the third time. If you look at the Lok Sabha elections, we had maybe overestimated and the numbers turned wrong. So I don't think I want to go into speculation, but I am absolutely confident it is the Mahayuti government and it will be a historic victory, again a hat trick, 3 terms in a row, and the kind of public support at every level. If you look at the youngsters, they've got internship schemes and stipends. If you look at the senior citizens, they've got pension plans. If you look at the farmers, whether it's the MSP or the Fasal Bima Yojana. If you look at the women, whether it's a Ladki Behna or it is an Ujjwala, the list is endless. And these are the vote banks we needed to focus on, and that's exactly what we've done, a developmental plan.
Meanwhile, actress Casturi Shankar has been granted conditional bail by the Chennai court. Remember, actor Casturi Shankar, she was sent to judicial custody till November 29th over a controversial remark she made on Telugu people. Now, the Chennai court has granted her conditional bail. She was arrested from Hyderabad on 16th of November by a Chennai police team after the Madras High Court Madurai bench days ago rejected her anticipatory bail petition. Meanwhile, a shocking incident has taken place in Tamil Nadu's Krishnagiri. An attempt to murder has been caught on camera. An advocate was hacked brutally outside the court in broad daylight. This hacking took place in Krishnagiri in Tamil Nadu by the lawyer's assistant himself. The police, in the meanwhile, has arrested the suspect in Krishnagiri.
A lawyer was brutally hacked in full public glare right outside the Huzur court in the Krishnagiri district of Tamil Nadu by a man who works as an assistant to a lawyer in the same court. The lawyer is battling for his life. The suspect has been arrested. Investigation is underway. Police say both these men have had a personal problem in the past, which had come to the police station, later gone to the court, after which they had struck a compromise. It's in this context the attack has happened. Lawyers took to the streets demanding a similar law that was enacted to protect doctors across the country. In fact, earlier today, a school teacher was stabbed to death at a government school she worked in the Tanjavur district of Tamil Nadu by a man who she had turned down for marriage. He too has been arrested. Police say he was dejected after she turned down his marriage proposal, since her family had some apprehensions about him. Leader of opposition EPS today said murders on government campuses have become the new norm, and that the ruling DMK, he says, believes that through publicity it can complete its term. State BJP chief Annamalai says this is a reflection of what he calls the disastrous law and order in Tamil Nadu. The ruling DMK is yet to comment, but the police say these two acts of violence are out of personal motives or personal issues. Certainly, many tough questions being raised in terms of public safety, law and order, and many say a lot more ought to be done to restore public confidence and to change public perception. In Chennai with Suresh, Sam Daniel, for NDTV.
Now, amid the rise in pollution levels in Delhi and NCR, the CAQM has revised its advisory. Stage 4 pollution curbs have been imposed in Delhi and NCR. The Commission for Air Quality Management has amended the GRAP for Delhi NCR effective immediately, which includes key changes, including mandatory implementation of certain clauses in Delhi, Gurugram, Faridabad, Ghaziabad and Gautam Buddha Nagar, staggered timings for public offices and municipal bodies, as well as mandatory masks wearing outdoors in stage 4. Meanwhile, a high-level meeting was called over preparedness for fog situation in Delhi and NCR. Civil Aviation Ministry held a key meeting. The Union Minister, he stressed upon passenger-centric approach. Ram Mohan Naidu instructed the flights, over flight delays. Minister said that cancel the flights only if flights are delayed over 3 hours. The Civil Aviation Minister, in fact, reviewed the fog preparedness as far as the winter season is concerned. He told the airlines to timely convey to the flyers about any delays in flights. Time for a very short break. More news and updates on the other side. Welcome back. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he was warmly welcomed on his state visit to Guyana, where he was presented with the prestigious key to the city of Georgetown, the country's capital. The gesture followed a cultural celebration with traditional dances and a resounding reception by the Indian community in Guyana. He was received at the Georgetown airport by Guyanese President Mohamed Irfan Ali and over a dozen cabinet ministers in a gesture of unprecedented warmth. He was also, in fact, Prime Minister also received high-level honors, with Guyana conferring the Order of Excellence, while Barbados further awarded him the Honorary Order of Freedom.
आज की हमारी बैठक 5 साल के अंतराल के बाद हो रही है। इन 5 वर्षों में विश्व में अनेक बदलाव आए हैं। मानवता को अनेक तनावों और संकटों का सामना करना पड़ा है। इनका सबसे बड़ा और नकारात्मक प्रभाव हम जैसे ग्लोबल साउथ के देशों पर पड़ा है। इसलिए भारत ने सदैव कैरिकॉम के साथ मिलकर साझा चुनौतियों से निपटने का प्रयास किया है। भविष्य में हमारे सहयोग को मजबूत करने के लिए मैं कुछ प्रस्ताव रखना चाहूंगा। ये प्रस्ताव 7 मुख्य स्तंभों पर आधारित है और ये 7 स्तंभ है CARICOM, यानी कैरिकॉम।
And Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, he met his Chinese counterpart Dong Jun for bilateral talks in Vientiane, Laos, PDR. The two leaders met for the first time since the disengagement in Ladakh. Rajnath Singh, in fact, told China to reflect on the lessons learned. He also said that India looks forward to greater trust from China and that Galwan-type incidents must be avoided.
A crucial meeting between the Chinese Defence Minister and India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh in Vientiane, Laos. It's an ASEAN Defence Ministers meeting where both sides, the leaders of both sides, the Defence Ministers of both sides are meeting for the first time since the disengagement process between India and China began along the line of actual control in Ladakh. In a press release, India's Defence Ministry has said that the Defence Minister Rajnath Singh called for reflecting on the lessons learned from the unfortunate border clashes of 2020. Remember, he's referring over there to the Galwan clashes when several Indian and Chinese soldiers lost their lives. The Defence Minister says that steps must be taken to prevent the recurrence of such events and safeguard peace and tranquility along the India-China border. After several years, there is a better situation as far as what is taking place along the line of actual control between India and China is concerned. India has been allowed to go back to our traditional patrolling routes in eastern Ladakh. What the Chinese are also calling for an improvement of the overall bilateral relationship, whether it is enhanced flights which are taking place, whether it is potentially from an Indian standpoint the resumption of the Mansarovar Yatra. But all in all, it is a fairly big step forward that we are seeing over the last couple of months in India-China relations.
Well, that's all we have for you. Keep watching NDTV.